Voice. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. So, what I wanted to touch on this particular segment was the amount of money that us, the taxpayers, have paid for these illegal aliens that, unfortunately, the last administration, the Sleepy Joe administration, brought in. Let's not forget our one-term mayor, Mayor Adams, the nightlife mayor, Mr. Swagger. He basically continued to continue the sanctuary city, continued inviting these illegal aliens here, putting them up in five-star hotels. Let's not forget the Roosevelt Hotel has not had one tourist yet since hundreds of millions of dollars of renovations. But we've housed gang members, rapists, drug dealers, and other criminals because they're all criminals because they came here illegally. Let's just call a spade a spade. If you break the law, you're breaking the law by coming to our country illegally. If you jump over a fence, crawl under a fence, have a coyote smuggle you in, come here with some nonsense asylum, some asylum claim when you're here for economic reasons. Let's be honest. So let's look. Let's not blame the Sleepy Joe administration and Crazy Kamala. They're super guilty. Let's not only blame Mayor Adams, but let's go down the list. Who else is culpable here in the city? Everybody, for the most part, that has not tried to stop it or speak up against it. And that pretty much means the majority of the Democrats, if not all of them. So who am I talking about? The city council. The majority of the city council here in New York are radical, Marxist, communist, socialist. They don't love America. They don't love the Constitution. They want to rewrite it when they should reread it. And who suffers? Everybody. Whether you're a retiree, whether you're a family, you're a working class, you're a blue collar, white collar, retired, whether you're a business owner, especially small and medium sized business owners, and we speak to plenty of them throughout the five boroughs every day, and all we hear is how they're upset with the prices that went up, and it's not sustainable. We just saw the Trump administration claw back $80 million that was for the Roosevelt Hotel, but yet our mayor, our city council, and our other elected officials don't want to let us know that. They want to keep it quiet. And let's remember something else also. Kathy Hochul. You guys who watch this show know. You guys who watch our channel know. I refer to her as Hapless Hochul, the accidental governor. So let's remember, she is the most powerful person and woman in New York State. With a stroke of a pen, she could end New York State as being a sanctuary state, which would basically put the kibosh on New York City being a sanctuary city. But why won't she do that? Why won't she? Because she's afraid. She barely won the last election with Lee Zeldin. She knows damn well that the Republicans are going to get an excellent opponent again this time, and we're going to win because she's less popular than Donald Trump in a solid blue state. So go figure. So I think Hapless Hochul sees that she's at the end of the line, so to speak. Next year, 2026, there's going to be a governor election here in New York, and I don't think we have enough people here who have amnesia or who's stupid or who are going to forget all the behavior, that she was behind. Let's not forget congestion pricing, illegal aliens, sanctuary state. So let's dig down into a little bit. Why will the governor not do this? Because she's afraid of the radical communist, socialist, Marxist, the radical anti-American left who have taken over the Democratic Party. Not just other places in the country like California and other liberal places like Chicago that are feeling the same effects, but here in New York, unfortunately, the radicals rule the Democratic Party with an iron fist. That's why we are in a mess that we're in. The state's a mess. The city's another mess that's even magnified 10 times more. So my only point is, everybody remember who is at fault for the situation we're at. And also, let's not forget one thing. Andrew Cuomo was the one who started the sanctuary cities. He's the granddaddy of cashless bail. But remember when he was governor, he had enough time and energy and money and resources to rename a bridge after his father. And that doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with a lot of us here. Nothing wrong with leaving the bridge, the Tappan Zee Bridge. He had to rename it after his late father. I just find it a waste of energy and taxpayers' money. So let's remember the mess we're in, and let's remember we didn't get here yesterday. We didn't get here by accident. Let's also remember the putz who was the last mayor, Bill de Blasio, Comrade Bill, who's a known Marxist, socialist, who basically, what did he do? He basically worked with a radical city council to defund the police, to not work with ICE, and to continue to make this more of a sanctuary city than ever. And then what did Mayor Adams do? Continued the policy, but he only got upset when Sleepy Joe and Crazy Kamala would not write a check to cover the nonsense. He didn't care about illegals here at all. He didn't care about the crimes. He didn't care about the mayhem, the rapes, the drugs, the murders, the robberies, all the looting, all the problems that they brought. He was only pissed off when Sleepy Joe would not cut him a check. Then he changed his tune. Then he got caught with his pants down, taking a lot of money from the Turks and caught up in a lot of other nasty stuff. And then everybody else in his administration, just look at how many dominoes fell. Probably the most corrupt, crooked, disgraceful administration in terms of mayor that we've had. And just when we thought before that you couldn't get worse than Comrade Bill de Blasio, we got blessed. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. With Mr. Nighttime, Mr. Schwager, Mayor Adams, who's a clown himself. So let's be smart going forward this year in New York. We can vote for a better mayor. We can vote for a better comptroller. We can vote for a better public advocate. We can vote for borough presidents. We can vote for DAs, judges, and city council people. So let's remember, this is not about if you're registered as a Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever you might be. This is about common sense. Nobody can look in the mirror and say they're happy with the way the city's going. Nobody can look in the mirror and say that we're not all suffering in various ways. So it's not about who your affiliation with. It's about doing the right thing and voting for the right people that are going to take this city and change the course, because this city's about to collapse. It's not sustainable. It's not safe. It's not clean. It's not functioning. This city is a complete mess. It's run like a Mickey Mouse, third world nation. It's horrible. So with that being said, that's my 2 cents on this. QNSvoice.com is the website. And if you guys enjoy our videos, our content, please subscribe. Please like if you haven't already. And to everybody who's been watching us from the beginning and those who've come on a little later and even people who are coming on now, we greatly appreciate all the support. Please let us know in the comments what you think, what you want us to talk about. And as always, be safe and stay strong. Peter Kefalas, Queen's Voice.